What if you stumbled upon a YouTube channel where someone openly threatened violence, spewed hate, and revealed a deeply troubled mind? What if you were taken from your safety and found a monster lurking in the shadows? That's exactly what happened to me. I got thrown into an ever-evolving rabbit hole following a man's descent into madness. This is the story of Ian Foote.
I've been alone for so long, I went crazy, and all I want to do is hurt you. And I tried for so long, and I was walled off for so long that all I want to do is hurt. There's no capacity for love left in me. There's just a sadisticness in me now.
Let me help you understand. I'm just the kind of guy that will shoot you in the back of the head and eat breakfast. I'm the kind of guy that will look you in the eyes and shoot you in the face and then eat breakfast. So bash my brains in, you monkey, if you think you can. And if you bash my brains in with a brick, I'll fucking laugh at you.
Meet Ian Foote, a 49-year-old man living in Ontario. Originally from rural Nova Scotia, Ian spent his childhood there until his late teens. He enjoyed activities like Boy Scouts and mixed martial arts, but sadly Ian's childhood was marred by abuse from his father. He recounts being forced to accompany his father during his extramarital affairs and physical violence that led him to a path of anger.
And the stress caused him to snap, and he ran to his shed, and he picked up a shovel, and he charged me. Completely unprovoked attack. My father, Mr. Good Guy, Mr. Cop, assaulted his own son with a deadly weapon. Belittled me. He insulted me. He degraded me. He was brutal with me. He was violent with me. He used to lock me up in my room for weeks at a time. He used to beat me with a belt. He used to threaten me. He hit me with his hand. He put my head through a chip rock wall. He punched me in the head and split my scalp open.
Following the abuse he faced in his adolescence, he decided to leave home at 17, seeking refuge in the Canadian military. He was deployed to Australia, and there's a bit of a gap in his history until he eventually returned to Canada and met his wife, Selena. They settled into a trailer in Halifax, and things moved quite quickly. They had a baby and a shotgun wedding, a pivotal moment that marked the beginning of his downfall. Their marriage lasted for a while, but conflicting ideologies, Selena's desire to move to Vancouver, and his violent tendencies led Selena to file for divorce. That's when Sharon enters the picture. Sharon becomes Ian's second wife, or as he refers to her, his common-law wife. Ian moves out, but Selena remains determined to move to Vancouver with their daughter. She fights for custody, and a court battle ensues. At this point, Selena seemingly has a change of heart and decides she wants to move to Toronto instead. This leads to yet another court case, where Ian finds himself juggling two legal battles simultaneously, draining all of his money, which forced him to file for bankruptcy.
Aside, and I didn't expect to be dragged into this legal battle. She wanted to leave to go to Vancouver, and I fought her in court. I gave a ton of money, and I won. And then she appealed, simultaneously started a second court case to move to Toronto instead. So now instead of it being over and I'm victorious, now I've got two court cases instead of one. And I took the money that I was supposed to pay the tax man with, and I used it to try to keep my ex from taking my kid away and destroy my family. By the time it was all done, I got two court cases instead of one. I don't have any money left. I can't borrow any money. I had to declare bankruptcy because I couldn't pay my taxes. I lost my kid. Now we're not a family anymore. Depressed and broken.
Ultimately, Selena wins the custody battle and takes Ian's daughter with her. Sharon and Ian's relationship continues for a while, and they even have a seemingly pleasant social outing at a comedy club where they meet another couple. Initially, this couple forms a positive impression of Ian. However, their perception changes drastically when they delve into his Facebook page. These, of course, disturbed the poor couple who unfortunately crossed his path. Ian had made numerous promises to Sharon about babies and having a family, but when they amounted to nothing, Sharon decided to leave him. Adding to his isolation, Ian also lost his friends due to his offensive views. With no one to turn to and nowhere to go, he desperately needed a place to stay. After experiencing the pain of abandonment and isolation, Ian sought solace in a new romantic pursuit. He fixated on a woman named Sarah, whom he had met briefly at a bar, and in a move, fueled by infatuation, he relocated from Nova Scotia to Toronto, where Sarah resided. Ian's obsession intensified as he spent countless hours at her bar, consumed by fantasies of a future together, plans that only Ian had. However, his actions soon took a disturbing turn. He crossed a physical boundary, violating Sarah's personal space and escalating his unwanted advances. This transgression marked a turning point, shattering any illusion of a potential relationship. Sarah, understandably alarmed by Ian's behavior, took decisive action. She filed for a restraining order against him and involved the police to ensure her safety. However, Ian, seemingly oblivious to the boundaries he had crossed, failed to grasp the severity of his situation. In a reckless display of defiance, he returned to Sarah's bar, violating that restraining order. This time, Sarah took immediate action and contacted the police. They responded promptly, apprehending Ian and taking him into custody. Ian attributes his arrest to a government conspiracy, claiming he was forced to plead guilty to avoid further incarceration. Such paranoid outbursts are a recurring theme in Ian's narrative, and during his time in jail, he wrote an adult novel available online for free, featuring a character named Randolph and a character named Sarah. Ian is known for his constant run-ins with the police and mental facilities, which is usually fueled by his paranoia and the belief that the FBI or Interpol is targeting him. These experiences drove Ian to create a YouTube channel. Not his first attempt at it, because I know he previously had one in 2022. But he uses this channel to post his videos, filled about rants about his life, his political views, or his seemingly inevitable descent into...
I don't consider human life sacred. I'm more than capable of looking upon a person and saying, you know what? I don't need to ask God. I don't need to ask the law. I don't need to ask the judges. I have decided that you are not fit to live, and I will kill you because I have personally decided that you are not fit to live. You're all scum. You're real scum, all of you. I'm a violent misogynist. You framed me. You framed me. Because people would literally, they'd rather let me beat the shit out of them than tell me the truth. And if I just had $10,000 to talk to a lawyer, I'd kill all of you. I'd rip you all to pieces. Makes me want to hurt you. I hate you. I wish I had guns. I wish I had guns. I just want to hurt people. I don't care if you hurt me. Or kill her and bury her body in the forest if you want to. I don't care. I don't care if you kill her. If I read about it in the newspaper, I won't care.
Ian Foote, as you learned from the last 9.5 minutes, is not someone to listen to. He's a misogynist, racist, and deeply troubled individual who isolates himself from others. His narcissistic tendencies lead him to believe he's superior, yet he spirals into disturbing manic rants fueled by alcohol and marijuana abuse. Evidence of this is visible in his videos with empty cans piled on his stovetop. His online behavior is extremely concerning, particularly the videos where he discusses topics that are both psychotic and demented. Despite giving a disclaimer, I do feel compelled to highlight the severity of his mental state. His rants about his daughter and others demonstrate a complete lack of respect and empathy, further illustrating his deeply disturbed mindset. This man's clearly suffering, ignored by both society and himself. His desperate attempts to elevate himself above the others mask a profound sense of loneliness and despair. The videos I'd like to show you are incredibly disturbing. Even compared to the content we've already discussed, this is where we truly delve into the depths of his troubled mind. I must caution you to please proceed with discretion and be mindful of the potentially triggering content.
Feel free to abuse, defile my daughter's body. Feel free to and feed her to pigs. Feel free to degrade her and her and defile her. I'm telling you in plain English. I want you to hunt my daughter to the ends of the earth, slit her throat, dismember her, feed her corpse to pigs, and bury that corpse in the forest.
That wasn't some random person he was talking about. It's his daughter, the woman he raised. And he feels this way because she didn't want any form of contact with him. He feels like it's her fault he is who he is. Ian understands he has a following and tells them that he hates them. For an attention seeker like himself, it was wild for him to say that he didn't make the videos for attention. He also called the fans that he has to try and dox creators that have criticized him and spoke wrongly about him, such as fellow creator Goose Gambit. I'd like to wrap this video up with a quick consensus. Ian Foote, a 49-year-old man in Ontario, presents a deeply disturbing case of a troubled individual spiraling into the depths of mental illness and societal isolation. His story, marked by a childhood marred by abuse, failed relationships, and a series of poor choices, culminates in a disturbing online presence filled with hate speech, violent threats, and evidence of a deeply troubled mind. Ian struggles with mental health, exacerbated by substance abuse, paint a picture of a man desperately seeking connection and validation, yet pushing away those who might offer it due to his offensive views and erratic behavior. His online rants reveal a paranoid and delusional worldview where he perceives himself as a victim of conspiracies and injustices. The most chilling aspect of Ian's story is the violent and sexually explicit threats, especially towards his own daughter. His words reveal a complete breakdown of empathy and a disturbing detachment from reality. It's crucial to recognize that Ian is not merely an internet troll, he's a deeply troubled individual in desperate need of help. His story serves as a stark reminder of the importance of mental health awareness and intervention, and you need to realize that you do have a problem, and it can be fixed. But, with that, if you did enjoy this video, feel free to drop a like and spread awareness. I might keep doing videos like this, so if this is what you like, consider subscribing and staying up to date. Comment any thoughts or criticism you have. I take any form of feedback. I would love to continue to grow and do better on here. And remember, have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.